Hey, what is up, guys? So I'm back, and today we're going to be looking at my top 10 movies of 2016. Now, obviously, this is coming a little bit after 2016 ended because there was a couple movies that I wanted to watch that I might not have had a chance that people said were good. Now, remember, this isn't necessarily every movie. It's only a top 10, and I saw about 35 movies this year, so give or take, there's a lot of movies missing off this list. I'm not even going to do honorable mentions. Let's just get right into it. So number 10 is going to be Arrival. This one, of course, stars Amy Adams, who is, of course, Lois Lane in the Man of Steel universe, the DC Extended Universe, and Jeremy Renner, of course, Hawkeye. Essentially, it is, as it's implied, it's the arrival of an unknown alien being type vehicle that just shows up around the world. And they are the best at what they do, and they're going to kind of bring in Amy Adams, and she's a linguist, and she's got to figure out what they're saying. It's a really well done movie. If you're going into this movie expecting action, explosion, or anything like that, you're not getting that at all here. There is none of that. It is very just heavy science fiction, and that's really what I love. So I'm glad that there was no giant explosions or anything like that. It's just kind of good science fiction. Number 9 is 10 Cloverfield Lane. Now, I love Cloverfield, the first one. I know a lot of people don't like it, the shaky cam and everything like that. I didn't have a problem with that. I really enjoyed that, actually. I thought it immersed me more in it and everything like that. I liked the design of the monster. Now, Cloverfield Lane is not really a sequel. It is now an anthology series, right? So, you know, the different films are going to be different style and everything like that, which I'm okay with because it's more like the Twilight Zone, right? They're just, the Cloverfield name is kind of like the Twilight Zone. And obviously, 10 Cloverfield Lane, girl wakes up, she's been captured. Maybe, we don't know, and her captor's like, you can't go outside, there's monsters, aliens out there, it's bad, don't go out there. And over the course of the next hour and a half, we're gonna see how that relationship develops and what happens when she inevitably gets out there. Was he telling the truth? Was he lying? Is she just crazy? It's awesome, great science fiction again. Number 8, Finding Dory. I really enjoyed this movie. Finding Nemo, I thought was great. I watched it way past when it came out. It probably took me like 5 years after it came out to finally watch it. But I thought it was a great movie. It had a great message. I thought it was entertaining. Really some of the best, you know, that's been put out there by the company. So when it really came to this one, I was really excited, and I like that they were able to tell a completely different story other than what was told in Finding Dory. Because it could tread the same ground too much, and then you fall into that, ooh, this is more like a tribute, right? Where that could always work if it's changed up enough. So it didn't fall into any of those traps. Great acting, voice acting, I should say, great animation, great story. Overall, just a very satisfactory movie. Next up, The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is something that I didn't expect to be this good. Essentially, when you get into that territory where you're like, okay, so there's talking animals. How are you going to handle this? And then they handle it with care and respect to the source material, and they don't have to darken it up for no reason. And it's just, and by source material, I don't mean the Jungle Book. I mean the source material that Disney's basing on, which is their own version of the book, because obviously the original book is much darker, but that's a story from when the Warner Brothers one comes out, if that ever comes out. Anyway, you know, you could tell the layering, you know, like they really paid a lot of respects. They really took their time. Jon Favreau, of course, you know, Iron Man fame, came back, really handles the matter well, tells a great story, adds a few little bit of twists that are different than what we expected, but they work out in the end really good. Just an all-around good movie that makes you feel good, and you're like, yeah, that was solid. I can't believe they pulled that one off, and you know, I really just enjoyed the hell out of it. Next up, Captain America: Civil War. Obviously, what more is there to say about Civil War? You come out there and you say there's going to be all of this in the movie, and everybody was worried, as they should be, because that's a lot of stuff to cram into a movie. And then you actually come out and pull it off. That's even a bigger, like, what? That's kind of crazy, right? And Disney pulled it off. Introduction of Black Panther for the first time, introduction of Spider-Man. That's awesome. You know, the story still revolves around Captain America and Bucky, as it has since the first movie, which is great. A lot of big payoffs, and of course, the first guy to actually be able to defeat the Avengers without even lifting a hand. Pretty damn impressive, I must say. Overall, really good one of the best comic book movies of all time, if you really think about it. So, what more is, there to say? I mean, you guys can just go back on the channel, watch my reviews and our spoiler cast and our audio commentary, and there's probably like 10 hours worth of content talking about that movie. Following that, Star Trek Beyond. What a rocky road for me with this one. If you guys remember way back when I did the original trailer reactions, they were shit. The trailers were shit. Just not good. So, when the movie comes out, and I reluctantly go into the theater going, this is gonna suck. And then this is me the entire time. Oh my god! Shay! They mentioned that thing from Enterprise Episode 7! How fucking awesome! I was literally like a giddy girl in there. It's so fucking good. I don't even understand how they did it, but it's Star Trek. In the best way possible. They literally took like an episode of Star Trek. They just went, what if we had an actual budget, right? Okay. Do we add more? No, you don't add more. Just do a good episode of Star Trek and put that into the big screen. And that's what they did. That's all you can really ask for, and they did that. And they make callbacks, they make references to future things. If you're a Trekkie, man, this is the movie you love. If it wasn't for some of these other movies, this would be my #1 movie of the year. And on a personal favorite level, this might actually be my #1. Like, how much I've watched it this year. I've watched it more than any of the other movies. I love it that much. It's so goddamn good. Trekkie fans, watch the shit out of this movie. Next up, going from Trek to Wars, Star Wars Rogue One. It's a polarizing movie to say. People love it. People hate it. People are in the middle. I'm in the middle, but I love the hell out of this movie. Like I said, it's my second favorite Star Wars movie after Empire. I really love the hell out of this movie. I understand all of its shortcomings, but I don't care. You can like a movie that has shortcomings as long as you admit their faults and you know that there are problems with it. This movie has them in spades, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying and finally getting the story I want. The dirty, grim wars of the Star Wars. Awesome. I think Disney, with their first outing, obviously, at this like anthology, did a phenomenal job, and I just can't wait to see more. Third, this is the top 3. No surprise here, Doctor Strange. Man, this movie. I said at the beginning of the year, I sent out a tweet saying, prediction: Doctor Strange will be the best all-around comic book movie. I think to many people that holds true. It takes more balls than any other comic book movie. Deadpool has its, oh my god, rated R, look at this is crazy, right? But it's still very pew pew and, kind of like slapstick, right? Doctor Strange, like, we're coming into the MCU, like what, 14, 15 movies in now? I don't even know. And they're like, we're gonna introduce you to this new character, tell you his origin story, and on top of that, we're gonna describe magic to you outright. We have to explain this because it's gonna be a big factor right now on TV, but also down the road. So they really took everything, combined in one. Phenomenal actors all around. Just really, it kind of surprised me the most. Really, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I knew I was gonna love it because I love Doctor Strange, but I didn't expect it would be this good. And I guess that's why it's this high. #2 could be battling for #1. Depends on what time of the day it is, I guess. Moana. What to say about this movie? I went in not even seeing a single trailer. I saw the poster, I said, that looks stupid. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see this. Shay, why are you dragging me to the movies? I don't want to see this stupid movie. And then the movie starts, and the characters, and then it starts to line up the themes, and then one thing after another, man, it just keeps coming on. I'm like, holy shit, yeah, this is good. Damn, they're like, it's just one of these movies, right? And like, The Rock obviously voices the main character, well, second to main, co-star, you could say, right? He does a phenomenal job. And Moana as a character, how she grows and the things she overcomes and the self-doubts and everything, that's awesome too. Just overall, it was a movie I didn't expect to be this good, and I didn't expect it to tackle the themes I was expecting. And when it does, It really leaves me at a genuine shock, going, wow, they pulled this off with the utmost respect. Which, in this day and age, it's really all you can ask for. And I know Kubo and the Two Bones or whatever did it better. I'm sorry, I didn't see that movie. I don't like animated movies. That's why I didn't even want to go see Moana. So I didn't see it. So I'm sorry. If it's better, I don't know. But personal opinion, okay? It's how it is. So let's get to number one. Since I hate animated movies, Zootopia. Yep. I saw one trailer and I said, this looks so stupid. I want to see it. I want to see Disney and Pixar. I just want to see these dudes fail. I want to see you guys fail. Because this looks stupid. How stupid bunny goes to Zootropolis? Zootopia? Yo, I get it. It's a zoo-utopia, you tell me. And then you watch the movie, you're like, oh wow. It's all these animals that represent different cultures and what's going on in the world today, and like all these different facets of, you know, coming into Zootopia, which is kind of like America. That's kind of like what they're portraying it as. It's like, oh, it's the land of the free. You can come here and do whatever you want. But can you really? Because there's corruption. And look at these animals over here. Look at how much higher and mighty they are because they've been living here and they were here first and they took it from these. It's a very of the day movie. It represents today's world and today's fears, and all this rolled into a children's movie in such a way that if you watch it as a kid, you're going to understand it. But as you get older, you're going to understand what the themes are telling you. And it really is a movie that's more than it is at face value, which is why I underestimated it. I had no interest in seeing it, which is why every time I rewatch it, I'm like, God damn, how can you constantly put out movies like this through these companies that just like are animated, but they're so like about the human condition and nature, right? It blew me away. I don't know what to say. If you haven't seen Zootopia or Zootopolis, wherever you live, highly suggested. Just go into it knowing that it's more than a like cute-looking animal bunny thing that goes into a big old town. It's not what you think. And read between the lines, because there's a lot to be said there about specifically the world today, but more so America today, going into 2017 right now. It's a movie you really have to dig deep into and kind of reflect on, and it's amazing. That's all I can really tell you about it, without spoiling too much. Highly recommended. So that's my top movies of 2016. They're obviously wrong, but you can let me know why in the comments below.